Hey, good evening, everybody. What do you say, Ron and Jamie from JLS Custom Rods? How you doing?
What's up?
Happy Wednesday, May 19th. We've got a pretty cool prize announcement tonight, a sponsorship announcement, thanks to JLS Custom Rod, our upcoming 18th annual Kent Narrows Fly and Light Tackle Tournament, which is a virtual event. We know things are loosening up, but we'd rather err on the side of caution and let folks fish a full day on the water throughout the bay. On June 5th. We'll have a captain's meeting June 3rd. And tonight, we're here to talk about one of our newest gold sponsors, JLS Custom Rods. And two of these great rods you actually see in the screen right there with Ron and Jamie. Those are two rods that will go to lady anglers in the tournament. So one will go to the lady angler that catches the largest rockfish, the longest rockfish, catches and releases that fish. And just like the shirt says on Jamie in the promo there, you can kiss photo release that fish. And then the second rod is going to go to a random drawing, a random winner from the group of ladies that compete in the tournament. And so just competing and registering puts you in the running for that second rod. Heck, you could maybe be the lucky lady to win too, right? Why not? We also were talking about some other great prizes, like that cool Kiss Photo Release shirt, a JLS shirt that they have in stock. So we've got a couple of them to draw probably at the captain's meeting, if not the day of the tournament. We'll get that sorted out soon. But what's new with you guys? Been out fishing much, and what's new with JLS?
We have been doing a little bit of fishing. Yeah, we have, and we did good. The other day we caught some fish at the bridge. They weren't very big. We didn't have a lot of time. We had a small window, so we just kind of ran down from rock calls where we usually launch this time of year. We ran down. We checked a few places that are in the legal areas to fish, and ended up down by the bridge. You can always count on some fish down there, and we caught a few just to make the day, and then. We had about an hour and a half that day to fish or something. It wasn't very long, and so we made the best of what we had that day. And the following day, we made a lot longer run. I think we ran 76 miles that day. We ran 76 miles, and we did get on some good fish that day, and we had a real good day.
Nice. So are you out there testing new rods
Absolutely. And for those of you who may be watching and aren't familiar with us, our business started as a small custom rod business, and now we really don't consider ourselves custom rod builders. We more so consider ourselves a rod manufacturer. We sell a pretty high volume of rods, and what we like to think that we do is we take the advantages of a custom rod and we put it into a more of a mass-produced rod. And put it out there so that it's readily available. And we're in several of the stores in the area. Island Tackle, of course, who is the big presenting sponsor of the Kent Narrows tournament. All Tackle in Annapolis, and Anglers in Annapolis. We put some rods in there as well. So I think in this area we're probably going to keep it at that right now, and we're kind of expanding down, trying to go southernly. So that's kind of what we have going on and what we do. And we specialize in light tackle saltwater. We do some other things. From time to time, I do some fly rods, some surf rods, a lot of salt or freshwater bass rods we get asked for here and there. And of course now with the snakeheads, we get the snakehead guys coming in and out asking for rods.
Yeah.
So, we do a little bit of everything, but we try to stay with the light tackle saltwater. That's our niche for sure. And we really like it. It's what we're passionate about, and it's what Jamie and I do on a daily basis. So we kind of feel that's where our expertise in rod building may lie, more so than, other things. But we are learning the other rods. So this rod here that I'm building this evening, this is one of the actual rods that are going to be given away for the tournament. And we're going to put the CCA logo on the rod and do the rod in the CCA colors, the red and white. So it'll be real nice. And then we'll have something on it about being, you know, the ladies champion on the one that's going to the ultimate winner. And then, like you had mentioned, we really felt that we wanted to make sure that that we had a chance to give something to somebody that may not, you know, maybe it's a beginner. Because from what Jamie and I see a lot of with the business is there are a lot more ladies that fish than we know of. They don't really feel comfortable going online and conversing with a bunch of men. And that, you know, it's understandable because, you know what I mean? They're married or whatever, and they don't want to be perceived in a different way. And we understand, you know, but,
well, I'm going to stop you right there, Ron, because that's an important lesson to all the fishermen listening. You know, there's little accountability for the way people speak to each other on social media.
Yeah.
And, you know, we got to think about what we're doing to our sport. If, you know, a lady that's in the fishing community, you know, you approach her, you bombard her. You know, I know some ladies who have had, you know, guys reach out to them and, you know, not really treating them on par as they should as anglers. That's unfortunate and it's unacceptable. So we all know that. And
yeah.
we love to see
Jamie herself experienced that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's completely unacceptable. We all know that, and I think folks need to stand up against it because I know every female angler I've ever fished with has probably outfished me. I've told the story about when I first met my wife. We went shad fishing in Fletcher's the first spring we were dating, and I took my nieces and nephews and getting everybody set up for fishing. And I look over, she grabs a rod, takes the shad darts off, flips them almost halfway across or almost to the other side of the Potomac River. Hooks a double hickory shad, releases them. I'm sitting here helping my little 5-year-old nephew looking, going, how's it not come up yet that she can outfish me, basically? And I said something. She goes, my dad's been taking me fishing my entire life. You know, I know what I'm doing. And, you know, duh, it's no surprise. But I love that part about, you know, there's so many couples that hit the water just like you, too. And I think it's something to really celebrate. So,
yep. So I'm a little occupied right now, but what we have found is that there are actually some very good, accomplished women that are out there. And, you know, Lisa Dorici, Lisa Foxwell, Lisa Kaler, Shauna Gill.
Yeah.
You know, Jamie is very accomplished. And then, you know, down in the southern eastern shore, you've got Amanda Swift. There's a young lady that's buying rods from me now, Kaylee. I don't want to butcher Leger or Ledger, and that's actually an interesting story. I will share that with you. So a couple of weeks ago, I get a call from Kaylee, and I thought that she was calling to order a rod for her husband. She was not. She was calling to order a rod for her and her husband. They're pretty detailed and specific rods, and I've never spoke to Kaylee's husband. I've only spoke to her, and you know, she's telling me I want it like this. It needs to be that long. It needs to have this action. You know, and she's called me back 2 or 3 times. Hey, I want to make sure that you know that I'm doing this, and it needs to be this way. And I've really found that not only do these women, they know what they want. They know what they need to make that tool, which is their rod or their reel or whatever, do what they need it to do.
Yeah.
So let me show you something else that a lady called me and asked for. Lisa Foxwell and her husband Brad owns Chesapeake Light Tackle Fishing Adventures. So Lisa called me up a couple weeks ago and said, I need you to build me 2 rods for my kayak. Okay. And this is just our standard 662 here. But she said, I've had an idea of something that I've always needed and I can't find it. She said, I want you to put a kayak on a fishing rod and incorporate it into the handle.
Yeah.
I have so many kayak fishermen that have come to me and they order like a shorter handle. And, you know, a lot of times they like the handle length from the butt to the reel shorter. But I've never had anybody ask that. And that, you know, this is one of the things that I have found with the lady anglers is they know what they need and how they want it and it really surprises you. And from me being in this business, I never had any idea that there were so many lady anglers that, quite frankly, are better than most of the male anglers that I know out there in this area, the Chesapeake Bay. And so that is something really neat that we've done for Lisa, and these rods are done, but I just haven't got to connect with her yet to deliver it. But and Dave, you'll like this. Another young lady came to me a few months ago, and she actually works for Jamie. She lives up here in Pennsylvania, and I see you smiling, so I know you're going to like this. And she said, I need to build a rod for my dad. He's retiring. And so I was like, okay, I just, I get that call a lot. But so she starts going through, well, what can you do? And we said about, well, because he's a trout fisherman, we could do a panfish rod or a fly rod. And she goes, oh, no, we fly fish. And I need this weight. I want it, this long. And she knew more about the fly rod than I did, Oh, yeah. And so she wound up and she designed this rod all by herself with me. And then she actually came over one day and helped me work on it. And I don't know, you probably can't see it, but we inlaid a feather.
I saw you working on that on one of your videos, and that was really cool.
Just came out really nice on that 3-weight rod. But and that was just another case of a lady angler that, you thought she was just a lady that was calling you to order a gift and was going to say, I don't really know what he needs, just make him a fishing rod.
Right.
And after 10 minutes of talking to her, my jaw's kind of on the floor, and I'm like, okay, I just got schooled again, because even though I should expect this, I wasn't. And so, her and I have talked a lot, and we really think that that ladies in fishing is the next big thing. And we all see it on the internet with the models and stuff. And I'm not talking about the modeling. I'm talking about like real everyday, soccer moms, wives, girlfriends that they're out there twice a week with their husband or their girlfriends. There's I know like Steve Mason and those guys, Kyle's, their girlfriend, they get together and fish and stuff,
Yeah, absolutely.
And
especially in this time, with COVID, I hope that more women and more men that haven't fished, haven't had the time, are finding the time to get out on the water, because that's what we need. We need participation in our sport. That's how we continue it. That's how we make sure people care about the resource, to stand up for doing the right thing in the management world. And I like talking about the rods and stuff that these ladies are designing. I feel like the ladies who participate in the outdoors have had a hard go of it in finding gear that actually fits, because it's such a male dominated space to be able to understand product fit and feel and all those kinds of things for a very different shaped body, right?
Sure.
And I think hopefully it seems to me like there's a lot of great product out there available for women now across the board, apparel and do you actually, so with your stock rods, talk about the line of them, and then let's get back to so beyond that, what are you doing custom beyond the stock rods? Because like Lisa called you, is that because Lisa's one of your good customers that so you built that custom rod, or are you still building customs in between your custom quality rods that are being stocked in stores? Yeah,
so we get a lot of, like, I just did a rod last night where a guy, most of what our customs are, aside from like the fly rod, that's different than what we normally do. But a lot of times people will just call us and say, I really like your 662, which is our medium extra fast jigging rod, or our medium heavy or whatever. Mm-hmm. But can you do it in this color? Or can you put the Maryland flag on it or something like that? So a lot of our customs anymore are actually people that are just taking what we already have mm-hmm. and then kind of personalizing it, I would say, to them. Okay. Now, we do some real like crazy one-off stuff. I have a customer that he imports CTS blanks from New Zealand, and he has me build them. And, the fly rods and surf stuff we've been doing. I try not to advertise it a lot because I do like to keep like the surf rod and all that kind of stuff to like a bare minimum. Yeah. For one, they're real expensive. And two, it's, our main goal is to sell our rods and then, as we can do custom work.
Right. So, right. Okay. Well, I know a lot of products been hard to get. So
yeah, we are struggling with the supply chain right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. So if you're going out Saturday, June 5th with JLS Custom Rod, it's going to be rigged, in your rocket launcher, rod holders, whatever. What rod should somebody get out there on June 5th to be, properly prepared to catch some big fish for the tournament?
Well, we definitely recommend the 662, which is, like I said, a medium extra fast rod. That's pretty much a jigging rod. If you've read Sean Kimbrough's books, he'll tell you medium power, extra fast rod. And we spent a lot of time. That particular blank we have made for us, and it is a proprietary blank. We spent a good bit of time working with our manufacturer who makes our blanks for us to get that to the way that we wanted it to be, what I felt was a true medium extra fast. And so that's definitely what we recommend. And a lot of people like it in a 6'3". Some guys will go 6'6". And every once in a while we get a guy or two that will go like 6'8" or 7 foot. But generally, jigging, you want to stay in a short rod. They're more sensitive. They balance better. It's just better for jigging. You're not always dinging your T-top and your gunnel and stuff because you got a big, long rod that you're trying to snap jig.
Right, so right. That's
what we recommend for that. And for top water, a lot of people go with our 703, which is a medium heavy, an 8 to 17 pound rod. And they'll throw top waters on that, or heavy jigs, like if you're jigging with, like, say, 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces, something like that. So that's what we recommend, mainly for the light tackle striper jigging.
Fantastic. All right, well, so we're giving some great giveaways. We've got some shirts. We're going to throw in some CCA stuff as well. One of the ladies that registers for the tournament, just for registering, will be drawn to win one JLS rod, and a lady angler that catches the top or the longest rockfish in the tournament on Saturday, June 5th, will win the second rod that JLS is donating. Thank you, Ron and Jamie, for becoming a gold sponsor and being part of this great tournament. 18 years now we've been having this great tournament. Couldn't do it without great sponsors like yourselves. And are you two going to be fishing that day, or what are your plans?
We can't.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I can't make it down that day until the afternoon. I was really hoping that we would have the after party so that Jamie and I could attend, but we can't fish the actual tournament that day. I think this is the first year we didn't fish it.
Yeah, well, sorry to hear that, but thank you so much for your support behind it. And there'll be future opportunities for us to get together, and all of us, our community, our CCA friends. And I think everybody's take-home message needs to be spread the word to your lady angler friends. Let's celebrate having fun out there on the water, catching fish. And, thanks again to JLS Custom Rods for your support. Folks, you can check out, I'll be sending out this information to our membership list and through our different channels for links and everything else to find out more about JLS Custom Rods. But where can folks find you on Instagram, et cetera, Facebook, et cetera?
So on Instagram, it's just at JLS, I think, _ custom, or JLS Custom Rods _ in between. And then Facebook is just JLS Custom Rods, should bring you right to us. And then I think Jamie wanted to talk about her page that she has that's just for ladies.
Right. Absolutely. Well. Yeah.
She's getting the information for you right now.
Sure.
But one thing that we do want to make clear with the ladies' page is it's not about women are better, any of that kind of stuff. It's just a place where women can go and talk to other women. Jamie doesn't allow any men on the page, to keep it a place where they don't have to worry about getting bombarded with private messages and whatever else, or maybe they just feel more comfortable talking between two women about getting out there, and that's what it's about. It's not anything about hating on men or anything like that.
Absolutely. Hey, if men can't take it, they need to grow up, because they've been hating on other people for a long time.
Right.
The page is called Fishing Without Limits, Lady Anglers Only. It's a growing page. We currently have about 150 members, and we share pictures. We talk about gear, share tips and tricks, recipes, where we're going for the weekend, our bucket list fish, the do's and the don'ts. So, spread the word, tell your friends, come join the page, and hopefully one day we can all get together and go fishing.
Absolutely. That's awesome. So they can find the page publicly?
Yes. You can search it. You have to get approved to enter. So we've had lots of men try to enter. They weren't very happy about being denied, but sorry.
That is kind of why it says ladies only.
Yeah, right. Reading comprehension is a lost art, I think, these days.
It sure is.
That's all right. Well, that's great. That's an awesome place for ladies to share all those great things you were talking about. That's great to hear. And again, JLS Custom Rods, thank you so much for your support of the Kent Narrows tournament and so much of CCA's efforts over the years. Ron and Jamie, you two have done a lot for our state association, living in Pennsylvania, right over the line there. So thank you so much for supporting everything we do in the Chesapeake Bay. And folks, go pick up a JLS Custom Rod today. I just saw some cicadas hatching here in the neighborhood, Ron. So hopefully I'll have some sight casting the carp here shortly and send some pictures your way for your website. Put a nice bed in that 6-weight you built me. So,
Dave, I don't want to keep you too long. I know
you can stay on. Yeah.
But I do want to say one thing. And hopefully if there's people that maybe came in from our pages, because we shared this there too, we want to talk a little bit about Dave before we hop off here. A lot of you may not know Dave if you just came in through our page. And Dave is the executive director for CCA Maryland. He also now sits on the ASMFC. He was appointed there, correct? Mm-hmm. And we had a big win for striped bass a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, was it?
Yeah.
And a lot of that was because Dave stuck his neck out on the line and made a motion. And, Jamie and I, we try to support a lot of things, but we only support things we believe in. And CCA is definitely one of them groups that are fighting for the striped bass, and they're doing – we had a big win. There's just no way around it. And, Dave, thank you for all the work that you have done for striped bass. And as long as you guys continue to do that, you will continue to get support from companies like JLS. And it's not just us. It's a lot of local guys, BKD, Bussin' Baits, all these guys are, doing stuff with you and supporting you. And it's because of that work. And we see what's going on. We're watching. We may not always say, but we're watching. And that's why we do it. So if you're not a member of CCA and you're out there, consider spending the $35. It's $35. They send you a magazine, once a quarter, Dave?
There's, I think, once a quarter during the pandemic. We had to shrink a little bit, but it'll be back to 6 issues eventually.
There's 6 issues a year. Get a nice fishing magazine. They have a lot of events through the years. If you've never been to one of our fundraiser banquets, we haven't had them because of COVID. But I'm going to tell you what, if you want to have a good time one evening with your wife or some of your friends, come to one of their banquets. It's just a blast. Even if you just don't want to buy anything, buying a ticket and a membership helps. It goes a long way. Yep. And so I highly encourage it. Dave has a lot of stuff when COVID's not going, of course, and we're getting back to normal. But like the cooking, thing where you and your wife can go and you'll cook a seafood dinner. You guys have done stuff. There's just so much that you can do for that membership. And so we really highly recommend that if you're not a member, please join. They're doing some great work with striped bass, and not just striped bass, invasive species. I know Dave's been working a lot to bring awareness from the snakeheads and the blue catfish that have just invaded the Chesapeake Bay.
Yep.
And so is there any other programs that you guys are doing that I didn't mention, Dave?
Well, our reef ball stuff. The habitat started right there in your home chapter in the central region. That's not a dig. Started inland, let me start from the beginning here, because that's a lot of good accolades on me, but I'm doing my job, and I can only have this job by having the support of members like you, companies like JLS, all the folks you mentioned. And CCA is a giant network of people where, many voices speaking as one can do good things. And that's what happened at the ASMFC last week or 2 weeks ago now. It's not me. I'm putting it up in a position to speak on behalf of our members, but also the resource and other groups that, we may not all agree, but we try and focus on what's best for the resource. We've pushed very hard within Maryland, in Annapolis, to try and have Maryland DNR take a more proactive action to managing these fish and getting out in front of the decline that we've all seen on the water. And they failed to listen to us for years. And, I've talked about this a lot since the meeting. I'm not here to Monday morning quarterback, but, after some time, it's heartening to me, and I'm optimistic because to see the coastwide management body really recognize the challenges that happen and the certain things that maybe some states were doing to undermine necessary conservation. All that's coming out now, and we're working towards a positive future. I am always optimistic, but also kind of realistic. We need to pull off kind of a fourth quarter win here for the striped bass in many ways. And I recommend folks continue to pay attention to the ASMFC process. ccamd.org/striped bass. We'll have a couple updates on what's going on. I'm always available to talk to anybody here in Maryland. I am the ongoing legislative capacity, so I'm one of 3 people that sit at the table for Maryland, and I'm chosen by Delegate Dana Stein, who is the actual legislator who holds the seat. Dr. Allison Colden from the Chesapeake Bay Foundation represents Maryland on the river herring, shad, and menhaden management boards, so I don't sit on every single species. But it's important work. It's what CCA does around the country, like you said. We can't do it without folks like you all supporting us, and our habitat work. You're going to see a lot more coming out of that very soon. We just got back to reef ball building in the month of May. We've done now 4 reef ball builds, 3 at a high schools in Queen Anne County, and 1 with a group of Sea Scouts, an Eagle Scout, and a Girl Scout Gold Award candidate, all teamed up to build some reef balls at Bush River Yacht Club last week, 2 weeks ago, actually. And in the middle of June, we'll actually be deploying, I think, about 120 reef balls and some concrete pipe and other materials at the James Island Reef down in Crisfield, which is a long-standing goal that we've had in place. We put some pipe reef down there in, I think, 2017. Wanted to do something a little closer to town, more accessible to more anglers, and we're doing that. We've got a marine contractor lined up and a bunch of great partners on the Lower Eastern Shore that are helping make that a reality. There's actually a reef ball build on June 5th at Seahawk Tackle. So there's all sorts of great stuff going on, and we couldn't do it without volunteers, again, and people coming together to do what's right on behalf of our association and the fish. And I answer to our membership. I answer to what's right for the fish. There's a lot of folks, a lot of groups out there that are only looking out for themselves. That's not what CCA is about. We're looking out for the general public, for the resource. And again, thank you, Ron, for the great words, but I'm just lucky to be in this position, and hope to look back after many years from now to say, hey, we all were effective together, and we succeeded, and get back to the glory days of striped bass fishing. So,
well, Dave, it's no problem, and being in the business that I'm in, I talk to a lot of fishermen, and I know that a lot of them people, all of them right now, definitely feel that you're the guy to be in that position, and we're all happy to have you there.
I appreciate it, Ron. I'm honored, and hope to rise to everybody's expectations and hold it there. So you get to finishing that rod. Jamie, make sure he lines everything up right.
I'm sure he'll have it all ready for me to put finish on, probably by midnight tonight.
Yep.
I'll have
Jamie,
a bunch of rods ready to do tomorrow.
This is a family operation,
Yes,
and Jamie,
it is.
she builds right along with me. Just for the video, we couldn't get both of us in doing things, so.
I love it.
My workstation's over there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have to keep her on the other side of the room so that when I make her mad, yelling at her, she can't hit me. She's too far away.
Use that 7-foot blank, and
Yeah, I just make sure she doesn't have anything to throw.
yeah. Right on. All right, well, you all get back to finishing those rods up, and thank you so much for your support.
No
Folks,
problem.
for a lot more information about the Kent Narrows tournament, the register link is right below our pictures here. And make sure you spread the word to lady anglers. check out the rules. You have a lot of area to fish, and you're going to see a lot more videos like this with our sponsors over the next week and a half. June 5th, sign up now. And remember, you also get a shirt with the tournament. So that we're going to have long sleeve, a tri-blend deep apparel hooded shirt this year. It's going to be a royal blue color. So nice color, nice feel, nice soft cotton blend, and you'll be seeing those soon. They'll actually be for sale as well for the folks that are not fishing in the tournament. So Deep Apparel is a great habitat sponsor of ours, and we wanted to show our membership to this great apparel company who's supporting us and the future of conservation. So with that, thank you all, and I will see you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for stopping in this evening.
Thank you.